Hi everybody, welcome to Stampers Club. Today we're going to make some fall cards with the Love of Leaves stamp set and their matching framelit set. This set's really cool. It's got some really nice elements to it, and the embossing part of the leaves is really amazing. You're going to love it. Fall's my favorite time of year, actually. I don't know if it's the colors or just the calmness of fall that happens. I'm not quite sure, but that's probably my favorite season. I mean, I like winter because of the snow. Of course, summer's awesome because it's nice outside. Here in Michigan last weekend, it was in the 70s and we were out boating, and today it's freezing and snow flurries. So, you know, that's the Michigan for us. We get a little bit of everything up here. But the card that we're going to do today is this nice fall card. And let me get started and show you what that is made with. Okay, let me switch my camera here. Whoops. Lost my light. Okay, so again, we're using the Love of Leaves stamp set and the matching framelit, and this is the great card that we're going to make. So let's look at this. This, by the way, is in the fall, the 2020 fall Stampin' Up! Catalog, and you only have until the first part of January to get this ordered, so we never know whether that stuff's going to carry over or not. So if your fall, like me, is your favorite season, now's the time to get ordering that. So what we're going to start with today is half a sheet of thick, very vanilla cardstock, which is 5.5 by 8.5. And I have scored the middle of it. The thick cardstock tends to crack a little bit when you fold it, so I do pre-score the extra thick cardstock. Just get that folded over. Use my bone folder to kind of really crisp up that edge. Then I'm going to do a sheet of designer series paper that came out of the Gilded Autumn specialty paper. Now, there's some awesome papers in this stamp set, and it has this really cool gold, coppery looking, I think it's gold foil that's in the specialty paper, so you get a lot of shimmer and depth in this paper. Now, I've cut this one to 4 by 5.25, specifically because I'm going to use this piece on another card, which I'll show you what I did with that one. But for that one, just so that you have a piece that you have usable for a really super quick, easy card, we're going to cut out with the framelits I'm not sure if it's not a maple leaf. These leaves were from trees all over the world, and I don't know which this is from, what tree this is from. But I'm going to use the stitched outline and the embossed center. And I'm just going to put that in the middle of the card towards the top half, because I'm going to reuse this bottom. And I'm going to put that right in there too. Let me grab my Stampin' Cut machine. Get that in here. And it doesn't have to be, you know, super perfect here in you know, top to bottom. I'm just having it kind of in the center of the top half. And get that cut. Let me move that over a little bit. Crank that through. Oops. All right. So what I have here now is, when I take this die out, I have this piece here that's got this really pretty stitching. I know the camera's hard to see that, but there's some really pretty stitching around the edge of that. And I'm going to set that aside because we're going to use that in another card. And then we have this really pretty leaf with the designer paper, so lots of color and texture. And while I have my Stampin' Cut over here with me, let's get out the other two leaves that we need for this card. Read the card so I know what I'm doing. And that is this one and one of these. Okay, so I'm just going to use a scrap piece of Cajun Craze and Early Espresso. And I just, again, want this shape leaf with the little embossing in the middle, and this one with the little embossing in that. This makes a really cool little Ace of Spades, you know, a spades card or a heart. kind of a cool little die for that, little multi-use going on there. And let's get this cranked through. I really like this new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I get much sharper cuts and embosses with it than I did with my old machine. And I don't know if you've seen this one yet, but the sides also fold up, so it makes for some easy travel and easy storage. So if you haven't seen that yet in the new catalog, this is a brand new item just now available for purchase here. So I'm going to set that aside. And that aside. So now I have my 3 leaves that I need. Get these dies put away. Okay. And then I've also cut out a stitch circle from the brushed metallic cardstock. Now that cardstock, I don't know if you've seen that in the catalog. My light just broke on me here, so bear with me. I'm so sorry. There we go. I think it snapped back into place. Okay. So the brushed metallic cardstock comes with 2 sheets of each of the 3 different colors of foil. So it's almost like a foil, but it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more rigid, and it's brushed, so there's a little bit of texture on it. It's not super smooth, shiny. And from that, I just got one of these stitched circles out of that. Okay, so let me get my card base back out here. Okay, and then I also used a piece of mint macaron that is 5 1/8 by 2 1/8, and this pattern of the designer paper, this comes in the same pack, and then that's the flip side, and that is a 5" by 2" piece. I mean, so this, I didn't show you the flip side of this one. This was a pretty flip side too. Okay, these 2 I'm going to put together. And I did make this one so it has a little bit narrower of a border. A lot of times I use a 1/4" border. This one I only used an 1/8 of an inch border. And this I'm going to put down. Why is my tape not working? I don't like it in that. I want my humps up in here. I think they're kind of like petals of some sort, but they look like little mountains or petals. Whoops, that's not quite centered. And I'm going to just put along one side. And then the circle I'm going to put up on dimensionals. This is a really quick, easy card. I had done this as this was one of the make and takes from my fall retreat last month. Everybody really liked the fall colors on this one. And we're going to just pop that right there. And then I'm going to kind of bend up my petals here a little bit. And I'm just going to grab one dimensional towards the bottom of that leaf right there. So I just want one. And I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then this one, I'm going to glue straight down. Now, I don't know if you can tell, if you can see that or not, but there's a real pretty embossing, and it's like a stitched emboss. So it's more like a bunch of little tiny dashes in there. So like gives it lots of texture. And that one I'm just going to put straight down there. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to give it a little bit more of an angle. And then I used one of these really awesome little wooden elements. That's one of the things I like about the fall stuff, is when you start adding things like wood pieces and that, you really start to get a lot of dimension. I just want one of these little ones. And that I'm going to put on with a glue dot. One little glue dot. That works out really well. And that's just going to get layered yet again right there. Okay. And then I'm going to grab some ribbon. Now this is the ribbon from the same suite. Of course, do you think I would remember the name of that ribbon? Let's look it up real quick. Let's see, what do we have here in the catalog? part of this Gilded Autumn Suite. Isn't this lovely? And that's the ribbon, the basket weave and metallic ribbon combo. Comes with this set's really adorable too. I can show you some more stuff with that one. That's pretty cool. So that's out of the Gilded Autumn set. And then this is just the copper ribbon, and I'm going to get one of those super adorable little copper trinkets. And they're metal. They're actually pretty heavy. I expected them to be plastic, but they're actually metal. And I'm just going to thread that in there, maybe. Let me get my scissors and get a little sharp point on that. And thread that through. All right. And then on top of that, I'm just going to make a bow. I'm just going to create a bow out of that. Nice good size one too. I don't want it to be too small. Okay. Let me trim up my tails there. And this also is going to be put on with a glue dot. Did I get it? Yep, I did. And then I'm just going to kind of tuck right under the bottom of that wooden element. I mean, come on. Can you get much quicker than that? And then let's get a nice little greeting on there. I used the I Thought of You Today greeting. And we're just going to kind of put that down in the corner. See? Voila! One very quick card. So let me show you what I did with that spare piece that we cut out and how quick and easy it's going to be used to be able to use this one. So for that, I just used another piece of the brushed metal and cut out the same exact leaf. Let me get that cut real quick. I don't know what I did with my, there we go. Let me get that cut real fast for you and show you what I did. Super quick here. Not going to bring that machine back in there. It clutters up my table too much. So I'll just cut one out real quick for you. The metal cardstock really adds a lot of texture and color because it's a little bit thicker. So I just cut out one of those very same leaves. So what will happen is we're going to create the card right here. Okay, super simple. I'm just using the other half of the sheet of the very vanilla extra thick cardstock, and it's just that piece of designer paper and a greeting with a little bit more of that ribbon on there. So this, because it was cut with the same die, is just going to slide right in there. Now, isn't that adorable? Of course, you could use dimensionals and elevate that a little bit. You could even offset it a little bit, and you'd get a little bit of a shadow that way from what's below it. You'd create a little bit of a shadow. That would be a fun way to do it too. So again, I just used something I already had cut out and whipped up this little cute little card, and again, some more of those little wooden elements. Isn't that all just super, super cute stuff? So there's my super fast autumn card today, and hopefully your fall is maybe a little bit warmer than mine is today because it is a little bit freezing outside still. And you guys have a great Stamp Happy day. Bye now.